Hi, I'm Barbara Rimkunis, and this is your Exeter History Minute. One of the perils, or maybe delights, of working with old records is that sometimes they can take you places you never imagined. Back in 2003, we were working on transcribing this diary from 1861. The writer was a local boy named B. Judson Perkins, who was attending Phillips Exeter Academy during the tumultuous years leading up to the Civil War. So as we worked on it, we were pretty focused on the Civil War. Volunteer Bill Guston, our transcriptionist at the time, got to this entry from October 11th and couldn't make it out, or at least not all of it. When you're transcribing someone's handwriting, you get used to their penmanship quirks. So Bill was able to read, "It rained again today. We have husked out all the corn we have in. Moses went to town and engaged a pair of boots of God." Moses was his cousin. He wrote about him all the time, but what were boots of God? After checking to be sure there wasn't some sort of footwear called boots of God, and don't laugh because there's slang for everything, we checked our collections for the names of local shoe and boot makers. Turns out one of the most popular boot makers in town was Thomas Gadd, Boots of Gadd. Census records from 1870 told us that Thomas Gadd and his sons were working as cordwainers in town. Gadd had come to the United States in 1828 from England when he was 11. After his apprenticeship, he set up shop in Exeter. Cordwainer is an old-timey term for shoe or boot maker. In the U.S., it's often muddled with cobbler, which is a tradesman who repairs shoes. The Gadd's boots were made one pair at a time, custom fitted for each client. It was a trade that was already on the way out, thanks to factory-made boots. But in Exeter, boots made by the Gadds were highly prized. Author Henry Shute remembered Thomas and his son George as very small but spry men. Thomas had early earned the nickname Hoppy due to his short, brisk gait, but no one ever called him that to his face. First, because everyone liked him, and second, because he could have a peppery temper. The shop on Tan Lane was a hotbed of political discourse. Shute said that he got his first pair of Gadd shoes when he was 12 years old, and it entitled him to the club privilege of sitting in the little shop and listening to the political discussions, which he described as thrilling. The boots and shoes made by the Gadds were favorites of men throughout the town. John Templeton, the editor of the Exeter newsletter, said that the shop's patrons were to be found in every section of the land, including Robert Todd Lincoln, who of course went to Phillips Exeter Academy. So picture that, Robert Todd Lincoln sitting on a barrel ordering up a pair of Hoppy Gadds and listening to the politics talk all around him. Maybe he wore them on a visit to his father at the White House. Think about that next time you watch the film Lincoln. Did they research Bob's shoes for the film? We suspect not. There are no emails in the Exeter Historical Society inbox from Johanna Johnston, Oscar-nominated costume designer, or Steven Spielberg. You missed the opportunity for a fabulous backstory there. After Thomas's death in 1895, George continued to run the shop until 1821, although he mostly repaired boots in his later years, becoming a cobbler after all. We wondered what the boots looked like, as there didn't seem to be any existing pairs. And then we found this picture of George Gadd standing on Water Street in the early 20th century. No doubt he made the boots he's wearing. You should wear well-made, comfortable shoes. Otherwise, you might develop bunions and need treatment. Of course, if this does happen, our sponsor for this History Minute, Exeter Hospital, might be able to help. What a dumb joke. Thank you for watching. Check out our website at www.exeterhistory.org.